The apocalypse is coming. Are you scared? Are you prepared? The masses are running frantically, running from their fears, running with their tears.
Hello. Good morning. Welcome to another episode of War and Comics, the 10th episode. Got a lot to talk about. I'm your host, Felix, author of World Without Superheroes and Bronx Heroes. If you haven't read these books, what are you waiting for? It's been 15 years since they come out. We also got one of our later issues where we're finishing up the series, number 6. We have 7 and 8. So we got a lot of different stuff over here. So if you haven't seen it already, we already started with volume 2s of our book. So this is volume 2 of Black Power, number 1. Right? New series of World Without Superheroes, 7 and 8. And today we're going to cover a lot of stuff. A lot of shit's going on in the world. But briefly, I want to start out with this. Well, let me do my recommendation first. It's like, if you haven't read this is a good book by Joe Kubert. I believe it's his last book that was published. His last new book was written, illustrated by him. It's about the Vietnam War. It's all pencil. It's no color. It's gorgeous artwork. Talking about the war in Vietnam, specifically these 12 men that were a special forces team, right? But I mean, you could see like the artwork's beautiful. I'm a big fan of Joe Kubert. Going back to Sergeant Rock, if you've never seen his Sergeant Rock stuff, I mean, it's just gorgeous stuff. And you can see he has a little influence from Eisner here with the borderless panel. It's like really not that easy to pull off. I mean, I know that's pretty freaking cool. I mean, Joe Kubert was a legend. He has a school in New Jersey for comics. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. And then they got like the actual photographs of the real story, which is pretty awesome. So, Vietnam was always one of my favorite subjects in history to learn about. You know, more than World War II. Put that back on the shelf. On our Kubert shelf. And of course, you haven't got these gems. These are great. Sergeant Rock. This is volume 3. Some of the better stories came later. All good stuff. So, a lot of stuff is going on, and while we wait for Miguel to jump on in, remember we have a 6-hour difference. So, and here he is. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. How are you?
I'm good. I was just talking about that Sergeant Rock book, Sergeant Rock, Joe Kubert, and this book here that he that he wrote, which is really good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great stuff. The artwork's amazing. Yeah.
Wow.
It's his last book that he actually put out. So it's my recommend for the week of war comics. It's like,
gotcha. Cool.
So how you been, man? Everything's good?
Everything's good.
Our 10th episode.
All right, 10th episode. Yes. All right, 10th episode. Yeah.
We got to get the party up. Yeah.
Crazy. Wow.
It's crazy. It goes by quickly, right? When we're not trying, you know. It's
right. That's true. If we were trying, it would seem like forever.
All right. It's just some things just come automatically. Have you heard? I know you're in France and news is a little different. Have you heard this story, this rumor about an email that Donald Trump and Bill Clinton have gotten together. Now,
He played a saxophone.
Yeah, he played a saxophone. Yes, it's like. Now I first saw this video. I thought it was pretty funny. I don't know if I sent you this one, but let's see if we could find it here. Who is afraid? Here we go. Let's add this to the stage. Let's see if we can. Let's see, where is it? Add to stage. Oh, this thing is still complicated. Technical. Oh, I think I got to remove one. I mean, remove that, and then I'll add that to. There we go. Okay. So I don't know if you saw the video, but let me get rid of those messages there. We don't want to implicate ourselves in anything.
Right.
Get rid of these. Boom, boom. All right. Here we go. Let's hear this.
Ask Putin if he has the photos of Trump blowing Bubba. I thought that was fake. I know the emails got released. I know there's so many of them circulating around, but this is one that I thought, oh no, that can't be real. No, it's fucking real. I went to the Oversight Committee website and I clicked the Here button and it opens up into the Google Drive and I found the exact page number and verified. Yes, that is a real fucking email. Republicans, come get your fucking boy, because what the hell do you mean Putin has photos of Donald Trump doing Gluck Gluck 3000 on whoever the fuck Bubba is? Apparently that might be Bill Clinton. Bubba might be Clinton's nickname is what I'm hearing, which no fucking surprise here. I'm not surprised. None of us in the Democratic corner are trying to defend Clinton here like you guys are doing to your orange Cheeto master, okay? We say lock them both the fuck up. Can you do the same? Probably not. But this explains so much as to why Donald Trump bends the knee to Putin every single fucking time. Because he has to. If not, photos of I don't know. That's just not good imaging, man. My name is Mercedes Chandler. Give me a follow. I can't believe that's fucking real. But I can at the same time. Or you won't see my face again. Thank you. Goodbye. Ask.
So there's a lot of fake news out there, right? So you always, me, I always have to verify stuff. So, of course, I looked it up. So, of course, I went to the House Oversight Committee. Like she said, I followed her steps. I'm like, okay, let's see, So I'm just like, okay. And then you go to the email. This is their drive, right? And it's there.
Mm-hmm.
It's real. It's not. This is not.
Yep.
I mean, and one thing, what's funny is that no news media has picked this up. They're talking about the girls and all this other nonsense. But I mean, it's funny that this guy Marky says, you and your boy Donnie can remake the movie Get Hard. I thought that was funny. And then it says, ask him if you put it in the photos of Trump a blind Bubba. So I think. I
Not surprised.
Yeah,
Literally, they're both in bed together.
Yeah. So, and then you got Steve Bannon on there. You got a bunch of, this is Mark Epstein, Steve Bannon, and then he asks him about if you're pre-diabetic, has anything changed with that? What's up with your boy Donald up to now?
Mm-hmm. And I don't know if you know this, but Epstein had a series of really weird paintings.
Oh, yeah.
His New York home.
Yeah.
So he had one of George Bush with paper airplanes.
Yeah.
And it looked like Legos or blocks or something, like he had knocked them over.
Yeah.
And he had another painting of Bill Clinton in a dress, a blue dress.
Yes.
So I think there's stuff that they're not telling us. And I think these guys, I think they do a lot of sauce.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I think they do. I think they lose whatever inhibitions they have, and they do some shit that we can't even imagine. But MAGA's probably having a hard time right now digesting that.
Right. I just find it funny how the news just fails every time. They're handed this hot potato, and they don't run it. They run other shit that's who cares? They try to focus on. I don't know why. Even the liberal media like CNN, MSNBC, they focus on him trying to. They try to portray him as a heterosexual, even though this is out there. Just like when he was first running for president, he paid off a boy and a girl. Well, they were in their 30s, but at age 13, him and Epstein tag teamed a boy and a girl, 13 and 14-year-old girl. That was on Epstein Island. He paid them off right before becoming president, while he was running for president, rather. But the media latched onto Stormy Daniels. It's like, had they just done that other story, which MSNBC ran once, he would have probably never been president.
Well, I think the main mistake is that we call it the liberal media.
Yeah.
Like it's the corporate media.
Yeah, the corporate, yeah.
And who owns it?
Yeah.
Friends of his. Friends of Clinton's.
Yeah.
So they know that if they can control the narrative, and they do control the narrative for us, that ultimately we won't get outraged unless they say it. Even though it's there, you can dig.
Oh, yeah, it's there.
The government website, you can find it.
Yeah.
But I could tell you that's the difference between going on Twitter and going on Facebook.
Right.
Going on Twitter is completely, the algorithms do control things, but it's very unfiltered.
Right.
In terms of the shit you can find there. A lot of bullshit,
Yeah.
a lot of stuff that's true. And we have to be adults enough to sort of filter through the bullshit to verify things like you just did.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's things that just don't make it to Facebook, because I think Facebook is more like our age group and up.
Yeah. Yes.
And so the older people, that includes us, rely on legacy media.
Yes.
If they don't hear from legacy media, they don't believe it.
Right.
The younger generation doesn't give a shit about legacy media.
No, exactly.
Right? I think that's where Gen X sort of falls in a weird position, because you and I are Gen X.
Yeah.
Where some of us can fall with the younger generation.
Yeah.
Into the same, and some of us fall into the older, what we call the boomer generation.
Yes.
And sometimes it's sort of a mixed bag for many of us too, right? There's things that believe and don't believe. So, there's a lot of shit that they've been doing that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Really disgusting things, but they've gotten away with it.
Yeah.
Like the shock that Bill Cosby was doing what he was doing when he had whole gags.
Right.
Oops. Sorry, they had whole gags. Oops. About, he had whole gags about the Spanish fly. You remember that?
Yeah. Tons.
So it wasn't like it was out of the ordinary.
He wasn't hiding it.
He wasn't at all.
Right.
So here we are now, though, with all this. The very wealthy. There's two types of justice. We don't like to admit it, but there's the one for the very wealthy, and then there's the one for the rest of us.
Right.
Yeah,
you got one guy like shoots somebody on the street, he goes to jail, does 25 to life. Meanwhile, the government's bombing and mass murdering people all over the world, and no one goes to jail. This is on pretext of war. So I guess you have to declare war, and then it's okay to kill.
Yeah. Really, it's just thieving, right? We're going to go thief.
I'm not going to type it out, but if you're interested in looking that up, this is the oversight committee number.
Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah, but I think Donnie just will do anything. I'm sure there's stuff for him with goats and shit.
Well, the whole Cohn thing, the guy who basically mentored him was, an openly gay guy, lawyer. He's the one that gave his personality, basically showed Trump the ropes of how to be a scumbag. And,
Yep.
I don't know if you saw.
There are rumors that they did stuff together too.
Yeah. Did you see that movie, The Apprentice, with?
No, I didn't. But I watched a whole doc on Roy Cohn, and you know.
Yeah, it's a really good movie, man. It's like,
Yeah, it really went under the radar though.
oh
Like a lot
yeah,
of people, yeah, they just
Johnny Depp had also made a movie on Trump, and that was before the scandal that he had with his wife. So
mm,
it's like, and then the studios buried it. I think they bought the film under the pretext that they were going to release it, and then they buried it.
hmm,
Pissed them off, and then all of a sudden you had this whole Amber Heard stuff come out in the media.
mm.
So he was trying to, and then Trump tried to have him arrested, you know, for
So that's why he was talking smack about Trump.
uh-huh.
Because I saw an interview with him. He was talking about how Trump was like the lowest of the low, and I was like, where's this freaking coming from?
Yeah.
You know, because he never really talked about politics all that much.
Yeah.
So,
It was basically his. It would have probably been his best film, you know. Like
wow.
I mean, he had released some footage about it, but now it's buried. You can't find it anywhere. But I mean, this is The Apprentice here. If you haven't seen it, this is the movie with Sebastian Shaw. I highly recommend it. You check that out. It's a good film. It's like,
Yeah.
you know.
And you know, he didn't get along with Leona Helmsley.
Oh, really?
There is a story where they were at one of these dinners that these property owners have, or whatever rich people do,
Mm-hmm.
and they were seated at the same table.
Mm.
Apparently, he said something to her. She got really upset. Grabbed a glass of champagne and threw it in his face and walked out.
Eh,
And that's saying a lot because she was a queen of mean. I mean, she was so
right.
mean. She left her fortune to her pet, not to her family. You know, so she was a real asshole. So yeah, lets you know how if he
Who's
can
in
get
charge
into
of
her
the chat?
skin.
Who's under the chat?
Crazy.
That's funny. That's funny.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not surprised. And Bubba, man.
Yeah, someone actually interviewed Clinton and asked him, "What do you think about these videos?" And his response was fucking priceless. He just gave a smile, like kind of confirming, yeah, it happened. You know,
You-
but
Do you remember during
I would be surprised if he released this as a fuck you back to Trump, you know?
do you remember there was during the debates,
Yeah,
what's his name? Trump said something to Hillary when they
right.
were debating. This was the first election. He said
Right.
something to the effect of Donica Lewinsky. He said to her, you know, why should anyone vote for you when you can't even satisfy your own man?
Right.
And I'm
Right.
like, that takes such a different context now.
Right,
You know,
right.
I'm
It's
like, damn.
yeah.
Just crazy. Just crazy.
It's totally crazy. The world, we're in crazy town, you know, New York, you know, we're celebrating Mondani. Some people are running for the hills, but it's
I think he'll just be regular run of the mill. He's
yeah,
already kept a lot of people on that he said he would get rid of. I think
right.
he's just,
He hasn't.
yeah. He's not going to be some raging Stalinist or something crazy that
Well, the
people.
thing is, I think that with Obama too, Obama made all these promises, and then you know, his hair turned white.
Yep.
They showed him the secrets, and then he's like, "Oh, I can't do that. This is why you can't do this. This is why."
Do you know the comedian Bill Hicks?
Oh yeah, Bill. Yeah.
Bill Hicks. So he had my favorite bit was the grassy knoll,
Yeah.
where you know the one I'm talking about, the skit where he's talking about. So you know, I think every president walks into this room, and where all the top corporate scumbags are sitting there, and they're like, "So what's your agenda?" "Well, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that." It's like, "Oh, okay, hold on, just sit down." And up comes the screen, and they show the president a shot from another part of the grassy knoll,
Right.
JFK getting shot, and the screen
Right.
comes down. It's like, so what's your agenda? What do you need me to do?
Yes. I do
I think
recall.
that's true. I
Yeah.
think he nailed something there that was on the money.
Oh, yeah. They're like, yeah, we killed them.
Yep. And we can do it again.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. Speaking of shooting, there's that story about the Italians investigating. So it's
Right.
allegations, but it could also not be true, because some people have said it's to paint the Serbs in a bad light, and there's a lot of issues
Right.
there between a whole Sarajevo thing's very messy. But the rich European, and I'm
Mhm.
sure American tourists, rich tourists too, during the Sarajevo War back in the 90s,
Right.
they were going there to shoot and sniper people just for safari.
Yeah, it's sick. And how many
There,
books have been written about that when we were kids that we read about, you know?
oh, there was a whole movie about that, Surviving the Game with Ice-T.
Yeah. And there was, I remember in middle school, there was a book that I read. I don't remember the title of it, about a rich man kidnapping people, or inviting them to dinner, and then they have to go and run for their lives.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. And they even hinted at that. Have you ever watched the Purge series?
No, but basically I know the premise of it.
Mm-hmm.
I
I've watched every single. I love the Purge. It's not something I watch every year too much, because it can be a bit depressing, I guess.
Are all the four films good, or?
The films were interesting. The whole idea was to curb the population of the United States by allowing people a period of time to kill each other.
Right.
So if you survive the night, you survive the night. But I can't remember if it was the first or the second one. But in one of the films, it turns out that rich Europeans were going in to shoot at people and kill and participate in the purge.
Totally.
So it was always there, right?
Yeah.
And again, are we surprised? I mean, we have people who have openly raped children and gotten away with it, and they're sitting in the seats of power. So
yeah, there was also another film during the pandemic that talked about exactly that thing, the novel I'm talking about was The Most Dangerous Game, published in 1924. Yeah, Richard Connell's plot centered on a big game hunter who is shipwrecked and finds himself becoming a prey of a sadistic aristocrat who hunts people for sport. I read that in middle school, like when we were like,
wow.
Yeah,
I'm sure they do shit like that.
So I mean, yeah, it's like yeah, I mean, it's like that's 1924. So I'm sure this has been going on for quite a while.
For quite a long time. I'm sure they do it quite a long time. The thing is that we've been so conditioned to think that the people who run everything are just the better versions of us, right? Most upstanding, best citizens our society can produce. But our system's pretty cruel. And I would say it's the cruelest, most heartless people that make it to the very top in this system, right? But we don't like to think of it that way. And if you bring it up, then you say, oh, you envy the rich. Not at all. I have no problem with someone being rich.
Right.
My only problem is if your money can distort shit to the point that you can get away with doing things others of us can't do.
Right.
And you can shape society as to how you want. Do we have a society? Or are we just like some feudal system?
Right.
Right? So you can have all the crazy ass toys you want. You beat the video game many times. But once you start to fuck with the video game, then that's that's a problem for me.
Right.
But yeah, that's
I agree. It's that's the world. That's the world we live in. It's just insanity. And this is the book I was referring to, the most dangerous game.
Most dangerous game.
Yeah, it's like 1924. So it's like, yeah.
But
So
if you think about it, I'm sure they did that to Native Americans. They did it in a way. They did it to black people.
yeah,
Um,
the Gazans it's being done to the Gazans right now in Israel. I'm sure. You
Yep.
know, probably in the West Bank with the settlers, most definitely.
Yep, for sure. So
Settlers going in there, burning people's houses down, doing all this crazy stuff. You know.
yep,
So
it's sick.
it's the humane society. You know, it's just and talking about JFK.
Mhm.
I think I sent you this video a while ago. My son showed me this. It was quite a crack up.
Oh yeah, you did.
Came from back there behind the fence on the grassy knoll. That's where the man was, not the book depository. Remember that.
It's fucked up. It's like the things that people come up with AI. You know, it's just it's just like, oh my god, where are we? You know, we're at that. I'd buy that for $1. Society.
Yeah, we've it's funny because things like RoboCop, there's another Network. If you ever seen the movie Network, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Those are considered satires.
Right.
Now it's almost like drama.
Yes.
Yeah, it stopped being funny. Now it's
Right.
the real deal. It's kind of screwed up.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's nuts. So you wanted to mention something about France, something that was going on. I remember that you had sent me a video or something about that.
Oh man, I forgot. I sent you some stuff, didn't I?
Yeah, you sent me.
I sent you some stuff. Let me see. Yeah, France. That's that whole thing with Brigitte Macron too.
Oh yeah.
You have Candace Owens getting sued
Oh yeah.
for.
Well, you know,
I mean,
the doctor that she spoke to about it is dead now, supposedly suicide. The doctor who had said that he performed
wow.
the surgery on Brigitte Macron is no more. And
Wow.
that was Candace Owens' source.
Yeah, I don't remember what I sent you.
He's like-
I sent you a bunch of stuff. But
But
yeah,
what-
no,
What do you think about this? What do you think
even
about
if
this?
she's a dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that's not the bigger issue. The bigger issue is he was 15.
Right.
She was 39. That's the bigger issue.
Right.
Many ways. But yeah, this is just, yeah.
It's like,
I mean, it just gets to the point that this is the new this is the normal.
this is the new normal.
And it keeps escalating more and more, but I think it's gotten to the point, at least for me, like, unless some video comes out of these people actually doing it.
Right. Nothing's gonna happen.
But
You
it
can't
has to be said that
this rumor.
they've been really pushing to normalize pedophilia for a long time.
Oh yeah.
They've been pushing for it.
Going back all the way into the 90s, you know, like and you know, like there was a huge, what was it called? The NAMBLA.
NAMBLA. Yep.
Yeah. And then that was what James Gunn claimed to be a member of, and that's what got kicked off the Marvel films, right?
Oh, really? He can't claim to be NAMBLA. Wow.
That's what got him fired off of the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then they got rehired because fans were advocating for him, and they did signings and stuff like that. But yeah, it's like, yeah. And that's why a lot of people were protesting the Superman movie, because they were like, we're not going to support a pedophile, you know?
Did not know that.
Yeah,
I know the guy that did Powder was the movie,
Yeah.
the director that did Powder was one and got busted for it. And I think he sort of, in a roundabout way, made it back into the
Yeah.
into Hollywood. But the guy who did X-Men was accused of doing some stuff
Same
too.
thing, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, we're going. It's a sick thing, and now I was just on talking. I don't know if I told you this. I go on and talk on talk radio every Thursday
no.
here in New York. It's a
Mhm.
WBAI. I'm just a caller calling in. But I always bring up a question and then they kind of run with it. Or I make a comment and they run with
Right.
it.
Right.
This dude before me, oh my God. Like he was basically trying to justify Donald Trump and the Epstein and all this stuff going on, the pedophilia rings, saying that this is something that's normal, that's in the church, that it's in the Bible, which is true. It is, but he's basically trying to justify it and saying this is not a big deal. We should not judge people. And then I think at one point he kind of like hints that he himself is a pedophile and he's a pastor. So it's like his name was Ron. And then I go on after, and I'm just like, this is exactly the problem why we need separation of church and state. I'm like, these guys trying to justify it and use religion to justify their bad behavior.
Well, it's been like that forever and a day when it comes
Yeah.
to religion, you know.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it should be something where it encourages you to be charitable, not
Right.
to be try to get your own way, you
Right,
know,
exactly.
try to help people out and
Right.
uh,
It's this guy with his Guardian of the Galaxy tweets. Yeah. Yeah, they should be charitable.
yeah,
Uh,
think of your fellow human being. That's what it
right.
should be all about. But instead, it's a control, a form of control.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. But I mean, yeah.
That's
And
messed up.
it's offensive, but yeah, this is way back in what 2018 was this? Yeah,
Wow.
2018. That's when he was fired, and then they brought him back for the third movie, and the third movie was shit. It's like, I mean,
I enjoyed them as roller coaster rides,
yeah,
but there's nothing really all that deep to them,
yeah, no.
in my view. So,
I mean, this guy wrote a really good op-ed on, why it's not a joke. So he claimed it was a joke, and it was like, wait a second, it's not a, But he basically said that he was a member. He says, I remember my first NAMBLA meeting. It was the first time it felt okay being who I am. Some of those guys are still my BFFs. That was in 2009. That tweet was made, right? And then he wrote, I like it when little boys touch me in a silly place. Shush, April 5th, 2009. So these are old tweets that came up in 2018.
so when is Oprah doing Finding Guardians of the Galaxy or Finding Epstein? She's good friends with Trump, right?
Right, exactly.
Yet she had to go after a guy who's been dead for like 10 years.
Exactly.
Who fought tooth and nail to prove that he wasn't.
Right.
I mean, Michael was a weird dude in so
Yeah.
many ways, but he didn't have a normal life anyway.
Right.
But he actually sued, I think one of the writers who was trying to attach him to NAMBLA, he sued that guy. So, and it was proven too that Weinstein, whenever some story was going to crack about him,
Right.
he had friends at the tabloids, he would ask them to sort of cook up some new story on Michael to sort of use as a smokescreen.
Right. And actually, Candace Owens, which I'm not a big fan of, but she's becoming more and more interesting, made commentary about this about on Michael Jackson's birthday,
Yeah.
So she actually brought up and basically proved that Michael Jackson was not a pedophile in under 60 seconds. There was a recording of the guy who made the first accusation saying that he
His
was
dad.
Yeah, the guy's dad, and basically, and it was a voice recording. The guy's friend was recording him, basically saying that this is BS. But the guy was admitting it was BS, but he basically he was doing it to not hurt Michael Jackson. He was doing it to hurt his wife because his wife was letting Michael Jackson. He was kind of upset that the wife that he was divorced from was bringing the kid over there and spending. He was able to see his kid, so he basically was trying to defame. He was just an angry guy trying to defame everybody.
And he's actually, if I remember correctly, the guy that wrote Men in Tights.
Yeah.
And was trying to get Michael to dump a bunch of money into that as well too. Yeah, very scummy.
Yeah, the guy was trying to blackmail him. So I mean, if you see, she basically episode 55 of Candace Owens talks about Michael Jackson.
Well, Michael Jackson fans, I could tell you.
Yeah.
I remember when Leaving Neverland came out.
Mm-hmm.
I would never want to mess with Michael Jackson fans on Facts because they came out like there's a whole Michael Jackson podcast and a whole MJ Truth movement, which was wild. All the stuff that Candace used was just a small snippet of all the stuff they had. And I mean, his music is more popular than ever.
Right. Exactly.
But he's been dead for a long time. Now, the funny thing is, and I mean funny, not like haha, but strange. And it should let us think about it.
Ironic,
It is that now that we see that Epstein, Trump, Weinstein, all these guys were doing this, but they made it seem like, oh, look at Michael Jackson. He's this.
Right.
And there's this big media blitz. The fact that we're not seeing a media blitz lets you know who's really running the show.
Yeah, it's Frankenstein.
Frankenstein. Exactly, Frankenstein. So
Frankenstein. It's like
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Speaking of which, have you seen that?
Yes.
Have you seen Del Toro's Frankenstein?
I saw a few minutes of it on bootleg, but it was in Italian.
Oh.
A friend of mine, he went to the theater to see it. It was in the theater this past week, but he went when I was at work, so I couldn't go. But they were playing.
Excellent job.
Yeah.
Excellent job by Del Toro. I think it's my first favorite Frankenstein is always going to be Young Frankenstein.
Oh yeah.
No carrying that. It's my number 2. I think he did a really good job of getting the closest to the book I've seen, in my view. Right. And you could tell that he was also sort of a tip of the hat to Bernie Wrightson. It's Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Much more moody and thoughtful of the monster. Really, the monster's the doctor, but anyway.
Right, exactly. I mean, and that's like an allegory basically about human society, right? And how we treat people, how we try to control things, how we try to become gods, right? But my favorite always was, I don't know who wrote this story, but unless it was just Hollywood, but The Bride of Frankenstein, I always thought was a superior movie than Frankenstein. I don't know. Was that a book as well, or was that just a movie?
I think it was just a movie because in the book, he does want a bride, but things don't work out. Right. Actually, that's something that they didn't really go too much into in this movie. In the other one, he tries. If I remember correctly, the book he tries. I've seen so many different Frankensteins. I read the book, but oftentimes things just blend after a while, right?
Right.
When you have too much of the lore. But yeah, I think it was just a Hollywood film. It wasn't Mary Shelley who wrote that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. I love the book, but I think cinematically, I thought the movie was, well, it's years later, but I always thought that was one of my faves. It was kind of cool. she was kind of hot. I was like, hey, she's not so bad. That's like, why is he rejecting her? It's like, warning, the monster demands a mate. He's gotta Great posters, man. Great art.
Yeah. Well, I think it's as well if you could take it from various commentaries. Um, the commentary not just on men wanting to be gods, but God himself
Yeah.
creating this creature, the cruelty of what we live through, and a lot of those existential questions that many people have asked way before Frankenstein and everything else. But also, it's very male oriented, which is very interesting from a female writer. It's more of a
Right.
critique of us as men. You know, I mean, we can't have children. So I think
Right.
the closest thing we can is just creating stuff, right?
Hmm.
Whereas women don't seem to have the same sort of ego when it comes to the idea of creating and wanting to be gods, right?
Hmm.
In the same way, very different. We, yeah, we have those shortcomings in that way. I mean, we assist in creating life, but we don't have that same deep connection with our kids in the same way biologically. Now they're even showing that there's some studies. I don't know if, science always shifts and changes when new things are discovered, right?
Right.
So they were talking about how mother and the mother and the child tend to have similar immune systems, which makes sense.
Makes sense. Yeah, they're symbiotic. Yeah.
Symbiotic.
They're connected literally. Literally.
So we don't have that. So I think that's part of what she was critiquing too.
Right.
Part of what she was critiquing. And we men don't like to think about that kind of stuff. It's like, man, whatever, It's like,
Yeah, and there was actually something about that. She had a bunch of siblings that died as well. Mary Shelley.
very common.
Yeah.
Very common. We take for granted. That's why when we look at the average age was like 36.
Yeah.
It's not because people lived only to 36. You
Right.
had people who could live old. The problem is we lost women would lose so many children.
Right.
And they were also susceptible to dying because what would happen is they could die during giving birth,
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah, there's a little reel here. But let's just see it here. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, I found it. Since we're mentioning Mary Shelley, it's like
and she was married to Lord Byron.
Yeah, yes.
And Lord Byron is technically the first guy to create, not to create, but write a vampire story that we know of. Yeah.
Let's check this out.
When she was only 18 years old, but she also kept her dead husband's heart in her desk for over 30 years. Percy Shelley died in a shipwreck, and when his body was cremated, his heart refused to burn. So Mary wrapped it in his poetry and kept it in her writing desk for 3 decades. They only found the heart after she died. How romantic. However, Mr. Percy was already married when he met Mary. He had gotten kicked out of Oxford for atheism. I love that for him. They courted in a cemetery, and they probably hooked up on her mother's literal grave. Then they eloped in the same cemetery. And when Percy's wife found out, she drowned herself in a river. Mary did invent sci-fi at 18 like it was nothing though. She casually entered Lord Byron's writing contest, wrote Frankenstein, and then beat him, and then beat everyone else. And Mary's mom was Mary Wollstonecraft, who was one of the first feminists in history. So the mother of feminism literally gave birth to the mother of science fiction, which sounds like a lie, but it is not. Although Mary never got to meet her mother because her mother died 11 days after giving birth. Do you want to know why she died? The doctor did not wash his hands before removing her placenta. 75% of her kids died too. There were 4 of them. This was the tragic story of Mary Shelley, the author of Frankenstein. Thank you.
That's interesting. Yeah, sad too.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that we Westerners always tend to think of the mother or father of science fiction because you can go back to the ancient Greeks or the ancient Egyptians. If I remember correctly, Horus loses an eye in a fight with Set.
Right.
So the goddess Isis creates artificial eye for him.
Right.
Hephaestus would create mechanical men and people. I mean,
Those
That
are sci-fi.
that's all sci-fi. I think it's been with us.
Yeah, yeah.
There's a tendency for Westerners to lay claim to things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's right there in the fact that she calls Frankenstein was a new story of Prometheus. Prometheus being the man who, the god that gave us fire.
Right.
My other issue is with that is that Westerners also think of feminism only associated with them.
Right.
There's a wonderful article, I forget her name, but
You
it's
forget about the matriarchal societies.
like Native Americans, the Iroquois Nation,
Mhm.
to mention. They gave us the Great Law of Peace, which we took and we made the American Constitution from.
Yeah.
And it was the interaction between European women and the Iroquois that they started to see,
Mhm.
wait a second, what do you mean you can divorce your husband? What do
Right.
you mean that you have a matriarchal society?
Right.
That inspired what we today know as feminism.
Right.
But because that isn't
White.
a white,
Let's put it out there. It's not white.
it's not white,
It's not white.
it's not acknowledged.
Right.
And it's really sad because, and I don't want to be mean, and I'm going to be, so be it. It's culturally appropriated.
Yeah. Like everything.
And without acknowledging, hey, we got it from them.
Right.
You know, feminism is a great thing, but if you don't acknowledge that you're getting it from a different culture, that culture inspired you. I mean, Native Americans inspired not only the thing we call anarchism, socialism, but how to treat our children better.
Mhm.
Europeans were awful to their kids.
Yeah.
So leaving that out also leads to other issues. And it even affects some groups who want to, improve things.
Right. And I think also it's like, you talk about Europeans being mean to their kids. It's like, you think about the doctors that told you, like, oh, your kid has to be in a separate room and all that. These guys are like fucked up dudes. They're like not good people. And then people have adopted that, like, oh no, let the baby cry. Don't pick up the baby. Don't spoil the kid. These are things that have been going on culturally in our society, but we never question who said that. With this doctor, what was he? What kind of person was he? Was he a good person? Yep. I mean, people like to point to Freud all the time and about the lecture complex and all, and and all these things, but the guy was a
Oedipus.
Yeah, exactly. It's like it's like you're getting information and taking leads from someone that like thought it was okay to sleep with children. It's like,
Yeah, and it's interesting because I'm definitely much more of a Jungian. I like Carl Jung much more more fascinating and interesting. I found Freud always dropped everything to people's groins.
Right.
Maybe there's some element of truth to it, but I think that's not all the truth.
Yeah, it's like it's a lot of truth pointing to his creepy habits. It's like
and projecting.
Yes.
And projecting. But what's also very interesting is that not all cultures are, and this is something that we tend to sort of think because as Westerners, we sort of think everything's defaulted to us. Like there's an evolutionary scale and we're at the top.
Right.
I think that's very flawed because I think cultures are just different. So there's years ago, I read a book by a Japanese Jungian. His name was, Suzuki, something or the other. But it was fantastic because he's considered the father of Japanese Jungianism. And he was saying that all these issues that are usually attributed to the masculine versus feminine are a little bit inverted in Japan.
Right.
Because he was pointing out in Japan, they have a goddess. The sun is a goddess, which is really unusual. It's a very male-oriented society, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But the emperor is beneath the goddess.
Right.
So he was saying that psychology is just a little bit different. So things play out a little differently. And he was giving great examples. He also had a very interesting take on it where Europeans always look to the forests in their fairy tales.
Right.
That's where the evil is.
Right.
Native Americans, he was pointing out, want to go back to being with nature. But
Right.
for Japanese, they understand they can't go back to nature, but they got to work with nature. So they sort of fall in between. And ever since reading that book, it got me thinking how important culture is as a type of operating system,
Right.
right? We kind of think everybody's got the same operating system, Windows. No, maybe someone's got Linux, right? So um, it's all very important in many ways.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
So,
and
yeah.
it speaks a lot about ourselves as a culture and as a people as well.
Hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, Americans have tunnel vision, right? So we have this.
Well, I would say that isn't just Americans. It's also just Europeans, Westerners.
Yeah, this major tunnel vision, just like, and it's just like, wow, the world does not revolve around us, even though we like to think so, you know?
Well, the thing is as you travel, you start to see our influence around the world.
Yes.
And you start to understand why we think that.
Hmm.
Like when I moved to Spain years ago from New York to Spain, the creepiest thing was seeing, I think number 24 in New York City, I think it was the Disney Channel.
Mm.
I got to Spain, it was the exact same number.
Real.
And I was just like,
What the hell?
are you guys like trying to standardize this shit? Because that's not done by it's not done by accident, right?
Right. Exactly.
Then you start to see other things like, Netflix, which actually I have to say I don't mind Netflix all that much because I love Korean dramas and films and stuff. I rarely watch any American stuff. It's mostly Spanish, from other countries.
Right.
But the fact that we have such a huge international footprint
Hmm.
and then the local markets don't have it, it's a form of colonialism,
Right.
right? And that's a problem. In my view, and the years in living in Europe, seeing that, and friends of mine who've asked me, "Oh, so what do you think of coming back? I moved back to Europe." I'm like, we're kind of like a colony. They're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like
Yeah.
you got McDonald's, Burger King, you got all this stuff." Superheroes they weren't super popular when I was young.
Right.
I mean, they're not super popular here either. If it wasn't for the movies, the comics, I wouldn't say they sell all that much. What sells more, particularly in Europe, is detective stories, fantasy, sci-fi.
Mm.
But that really gets squeezed to the side for our shit,
Yes.
And I can tell you that comics are definitely much better respected here in Europe, to the point that it's not unusual to be on the Paris metro and see giant ads for the latest graphic novel for whatever
Right.
series that's coming out. I'd be hard pressed to find an ad on the New York City subway for the latest whatever comic book that's coming out.
Right. Exactly.
So, um,
Yeah, when I grew up, I mean, superheroes were a main thing here, but I always liked like the Robert Crumb stuff, like the underground books. Daniel Clowes was one of my favorites, especially in college, like Eight Ball.
mhm.
He was really influential. I think that what's funny is that I ended up drawing superhero books, but it was almost like those guys like Crumb and Clowes, I did parodies. I was almost like I want to do parody of superhero. I guess I'm the Weird Al Yankovic of superhero books. It's like
Right.
I want to make fun of them and then use history as irony, I think that's what people look at my stuff. They're like, what am I looking at? it's like
I can relate. I wasn't so much into Crumb.
Yeah.
It's interesting, or too much of the underground stuff. I mean, I did like 8 Ball and all that stuff too.
Mm.
The Love and Rockets was pretty cool too.
Rockets, yeah.
Um, But yeah, I got to a point where really what I wanted to do when I was young was to draw Spider-Man or Batman. Right?
Yes.
That was the dream. And
Yes.
then started realizing that it was very corporate, finding out stories about Jack Kirby and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know about that. Start to get heavily into a lot of Japanese stuff because I really love manga. I'm a big manga fan. Tezuka, primarily. And I really thought it was interesting how Tezuka would use philosophy in his comics. And a lot of his comics are fucking depressing. But they were like little novels. It's like, holy shit. But yeah, I understand the whole parody thing because I think it has to be parodied. Parodied. What's the term? Word. Because I think the medium is more than just that. A lot more than just that. Unfortunately, I think, and I think it's suffering. I was seeing a whole diagram. I saw a video, had a diagram, didn't click on it because it looked like clickbait, but it had a pie chart of how much of the American comic book industry is manga, and how much of it is like DC and Marvel. And they're like, "How did it get to this?"
Right.
This stuff came out when my mom was young. My mother was born in the 20s.
Wow.
It's just like, but we're not allowed to move forward because the distribution, the money behind it keeps these IP that could have gone the way of Flash Gordon and everything else, still part of the popular culture, but could have made room for newer things too.
Right.
How I feel. Even the fact that we hang on to floppies. Pulp Fiction were floppies.
Right.
Then, the pocket, the pocket books and all that stuff came out. It was literally just collected stories from that.
Right.
And eventually the medium became paperback novels. Right.
Which are not graphic novels. I always find that funny that people are like, oh, graphic novels. It's like, no, they're paperbacks, dude.
The paperbacks, yeah. I mean, whatever you want to call it. And there was that stigma about comic books for a long time in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Lower intelligence and everything else.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you keep your art and your, like Bill Maher.
Yeah.
Cutting it up. And I'm like,
Yeah, Bill Maher, I think, wanted to be a comic book artist. My friend Tom who lives
really?
Yeah, he basically, there is some credited stuff for Bill Maher. It's a guy, Bill Maher, in the 70s, did some fanzine art and writing. And it may be the same Bill Maher.
That explains it.
He has such a disdain for it because he was not accepted, So,
Get thick skin.
Yeah.
Who is?
I mean, he's really he's really detestable. I used to be able to watch him and but now it's like, especially with the Gaza stuff, when he just started trying to normalize genocide, and it's just like, come on, dude, like
yeah. I haven't
Yeah.
been able to take him for 30 years.
Yeah.
Pretty much since the first time I saw him, I didn't like him. I mean, I enjoyed some of his guests that would come on, but I always found that he was unnecessarily confrontational over stupid things.
Right.
I mean, like, really, I know you're trying to keep the conversation going, but I think you can probably come up with better things. And then after 9/11, the way he just became so openly anti-Islamic and the Islamophobia.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, if he was saying the same shit about black people, would I be putting up with it?
Right.
The
Exactly.
answer is no. Right. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is contemptible.
Yeah. And that's it too, right? It's like you change the person that he's talking about to something else, and is it acceptable? And the answer is no. So why are we allowed to do this? And it's Hollywood too, with all the movies where demonizing. You could go back all the way to like Back to the Future, where they're like You know, like
With the Lebanese terrorists.
right, the terrorists and like
I'm like, what the hell are they doing in small town buttfuck nowhere? Like, you know.
right. It's like, come on now. So it's like,
And what would they know about uranium? I mean, couldn't you just have chosen Russian guys?
right.
You know, I,
It's been a
uh,
demonization of the Muslim religion, which is kind of ridiculous because they're all connected. I mean, you look at the roots of Christianity, Judaism, and you know, and Muslims acknowledge Christ
a prophet.
as a prophet, where the Jews don't. But they're all interwoven religions. So I mean, the Christian Old Testament is part of the Torah, right? So
Mhm.
you know, some books of it, and the Muslims recognize Jesus as a prophet. So it's like, what's the problem?
Yeah, you just got an extra guy. That's all. You know,
Right?
we just like to have enemies.
Yeah.
I don't know. And I mean this in general, what our culture would do without an enemy.
Yeah.
We had the Russians for a long time.
Yeah.
We tried to go back to the Russians,
And then we got him back.
right? And
Yeah. They
I
got
don't
the
care one
Haitian.
way or the other about Putin, but
Yeah.
how they try to paint Russia as though it's communist, like the Kremlin stuff. It's just, you know, the KGB. I'm like,
They're
it's
not
a capitalist society
right. They haven't been communists for a long time.
for a long time. Now, it also has to be said that when the Soviet Union fell, I've talked to people who were Russian who lived through that period where it collapsed.
Yes.
They would say to me, we went from having our homes to all of a sudden everything was for sale. So once you start to put it into context, you understand why a Putin rises,
Right.
because it was like a mad dash. And who was also pushing for screwing them over financially instead of helping them was us. So in a roundabout way, I mean, there's videos of there's a video of Putin singing Blueberry Hill.
Right.
Which
Really?
is one of the most like what? We're gonna try to do the Chinese, but we can't because they make so much of their crap.
Right.
You know, it's just we're in a weird spot because
Absolutely.
I think we're being pushed to actually have to acknowledge ourselves. In my
Right.
view, and that's going to be hard. So I know a lot of people. Oh, you know, Putin this, Putin that. Even the first video you showed, sure, there was Jeffrey Epstein's brother, but really, who has more of a handle on our country, Bibi or Putin?
Right.
Right?
They're buddies.
Oh, all of them are buddies. All of them are
I mean,
buddies.
remember during the Jerusalem Post and Haaretz during the embargo on Russia, where no trade's supposed to go with Russia, Israel turns around and sells weapons,
Mhm.
American weapons, mind you, like 600 units of missiles and Hellfire missiles to Russia. It's like,
Yep. Well, keep in mind, excuse me, a good deal of the Israelis aren't just American, but they're
right.
Russian.
Yeah, yeah,
So there's a deep connection between the two. And
absolutely.
that's a history that's not talked about.
Yeah,
You know, and it's funny because we want to demonize, or our media wants us to demonize the Russians because of Putin.
right.
But if it was the other way around, would we be okay with being demonized because of Trump? No, we wouldn't. We'd be like, no, I'm not that guy.
Right.
You know, so we want that sort of special nuance for us, but we're not affording it to the other people.
Exactly.
You know, so
Yeah. I mean, and every day there's just so much shit out there, right? I mean, we celebrate this guy Netanyahu, who's a war criminal in this country, that our government does at least. And then his own government's demonizing him and like basically
No.
I want to throw his ass in jail. It's like,
yeah.
like they hate him with a deep passion. Like,
but
he's not loved, you know?
And the thing is, though,
You know?
this is the scary thing. If I was Israeli, I don't know how it survives without him.
Right.
Because right from the very beginning, they did acknowledge, like a lot of the founders of Israel, who, by the way, were all atheists,
Hmm.
did acknowledge that they needed an external enemy.
Right.
And no one's done it better than him. I mean, he's been there easily since the 70s, 80s.
Right.
So I just don't know how they can hate him as much as they want. But on the other hand, and I think he knows you need me.
Yeah.
And that makes him hate it even more. You know?
Right.
It's not a good situation.
No, it's not. It's bad. I mean, and we're still bombing people there. The bombing has never stopped. I mean, some of the things that I put to the side was there was this article about ICE deporting Native Indians. It's like, what the hell? I mean,
Yeah.
this is happening. First they're attacking, now they're attacking blacks, Mexicans, they're attacking all these people. I mean, it's just like that's why I had this image. Babylon the Great with the Lady Liberty on there. It's like
Right.
it's like,
I mean,
that's basically where we're at, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's like
but did we ever have Lady Liberty?
nah. I mean,
Was
yeah,
she ever really real?
yeah, right.
You know,
Exactly. It's.
I think we just had the monster. No,
I mean, and then there's this. It's like declassified files proving that Hitler was in Argentina. You know.
interesting.
You know, it's like with a photograph. So our entire, and this is July 26, 1963. I mean, our entire history is a fabrication, right down to Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, well, it's all about getting people to do what you want,
Right.
right? So if you have a national legend,
Yeah.
you can use that legend to push people to go do horrible things.
Right.
You know?
Exactly.
So right now, I think what's happening with Gaza is that those who are paying attention, it's almost like this weird feedback.
Oh yeah.
Like on a speaker, it's like, well, wait a second. I thought we were the good guys, and if we are, why are we letting those guys do what they're doing? And
Right.
you know,
Check this out. This thing with Netanyahu, this lady. This is the actual courts here in Israel. I mean, this is like, let's see if I could. It's an Instagram thing again. I have to go to Instagram.
right.
I'm just like, I forget. I'm on Instagram these days more than anything, and then I just link it, share it on Facebook.
Yeah.
So here we go.
שידעה המדינה קרה במשמרתך. גם אם אתה ישן עם מצפון נקי, לא נשכח לך, נזעק את ההפקרה, תקום ועדת חקירה ממלכתית. אני מאשימה אותך, בנימין נתניהו, במימון החמאס, בבניית הטרור, ועצימת העיניים האיום הקיומי עלינו, בהפקרת ביטחון המדינה כמדיניות. ביטחון הוא לא אינסטרומנט פוליטי, שמעת? הוא מעל הכל. אני מאשימה אותך, נתניהו, הפכת את הציבור העובד והמשרת לחמורו של משיח. יצרת את ברית ההשתמטות והסיפוח. גבורת הלוחמים נעלמה מעיניך, אבל לא מעינינו. היא האור שאיתו נבנה מחדש. אני מאשימה אותך, נתניהו, השחיתות האישית שלך הפכה למכת מדינה. כל מושחת הופך שותף. ככל שיש לך תיק יותר גדול על מישהו, הוא יותר נוח לך. משפט של איש אחד לקח מדינה שלמה כבת ערובה. אני מאשימה אותך, נתניהו, כי שכחת מה זה להיות יהודי. טראמפ החזיר חטופים במקומך, בזמן שאתה, בלי חשומה, התעסקת בלרתום אותו לחנינה. עשרות חטופים נרצחו ונהרגו בשבי, כשאתה חסר מצפון ובלי אלוהים. אני מאשימה אותך, נתניהו, הגזענות תמיד שירתה אותך. קרעת אותנו מבפנים, הפכת חצי עם לאויב. אז נתניהו, אני המרוקאית, המסורתית ממגדל העמק אומרת לך, אנחנו נשבור את החומות שבנית, אנחנו ננקה את הרעל ששפכת פה 30 שנה, אנחנו נחזור להיות חברה מאוחדת. אני מאשימה אותך, נתניהו, רוצחים פה אזרחים כאילו הם אבק אדם, משילות עלק. כשהליכוד מתנהל כמו ארגון פשע, ארגוני הפשיעה מרים.
I mean, it just goes on, but just like,
Mhm.
they don't like that dude.
No, they don't. They don't.
They don't like that guy. But, our media spins it like he's like beloved, like he's like the next Messiah. It's like, and you can see she's even criticizing him for that and begging Trump for a pardon. How would Trump pardon him? What is the role of the United States in Israel where he would ask Trump for a pardon? Can an American president pardon a prime minister in Israel? Makes you wonder.
Well, I don't know about any sort of secret laws or anything that they might
Yeah.
have, but he could threaten to cut funding.
Right. I
And
mean,
he's done that before. He did it to Brazil because Brazil was
yeah.
not funding, but he increased the tariffs on them because they're prosecuting they prosecuted his buddy Bolsonaro
Yeah.
for a very similar coup attempt in Brazil. So he might try to flex his muscles
Yeah.
in that way. And God knows they depend on a lot of our weapons. So
Yeah, tons.
yeah, so that could be one way.
And they sell a lot of them too.
Oh yeah. Although after the whole pager
Russia.
after the whole pager stunt, I don't know if I'd be buying anything from them
Right, exactly.
because you don't know what's sabotage, what's not. I mean, they thought it was a very clever thing. I gotta give it to them. Yeah, I guess if you're the Joker, yeah, that is very clever. The
Right.
problem is the Joker doesn't also continue to sell weapons. It's just like a one-off, right? But if you do blow up pagers and stuff, people are going to start asking. And at any moment along the line, did Israelis touch this? And if they did, I don't want it.
Right.
So it's kind of in the long run counterintuitive and not a really good thing that they did for them in that way. And of course for the people who had to suffer the pagers blowing up on them. So yeah. There's the case too as well of the soldiers. You were showing me the soldiers that were being accused of rape in Israel.
Right. And they celebrated,
Celebrated, yeah.
They legalize rape now. You could rape anyone that in Israel that's not Jewish. Like, how do you legalize rape?
Well, how do you legalize slavery?
Yeah.
How do you legalize any of the horrible stuff that we've had to make illegal?
Yeah.
It's
And then
fucked up.
Russia turns around and sells weapons to Iran. It's like, and then it's like the enemy of my enemy, right?
Well, yeah,
It's like I say, the world is a stage. The world is a stage. It's just,
there's a lot of money involved, a lot of money and a lot of power.
yeah, and unfortunately, a lot of our tax dollars are funding this. A lot of these world leaders are taking. This is why we don't have the best infrastructure. We don't have the best employment. We're not making the most money that we can make. We're being overtaxed, and these taxes are being used.
Well, I remember correctly, and I could be wrong. Income tax was brought in to actually tax the rich, not us,
Right.
because they were making so much money. I think it's during the Gilded Age.
Right.
And then the rich, being who they are, again, that manipulative shit they do, started to slowly dump that crap on us.
Yeah.
And that's why they pay next to nothing. We pay pretty much the bulk of it.
Mhm.
But in terms of infrastructure, it's catching up with us. AI is not going to be able to save our behinds. Most of our stock market is tied up in AI. And the reason it can't save our behinds is because in all of these years from the 1970s, we didn't put money into fixing our electrical grid. So now our grid can't facilitate a lot of these data centers because there's not enough energy supply to ship to them.
Right.
So there's data centers sitting there basically not plugged in yet in places like California, Silicon Valley, which is
Right.
wild because they keep talking about, oh, AI is going to do this. Like, yeah, okay, well, Skynet's going to come, but if it has no juice, it'll just be like a freaking hard drive that you can't use.
Right. It's like,
It's ridiculous. But
yeah.
I think one of the big problems is it's not to knock people who go into the arts. It's fine. It's beautiful. But people like Peter Thiel, Alex Karp, all these people went to school for law and philosophy. Again, nothing wrong with that. But they're not industrialists.
Right.
They have no understanding of how shit's made or any concept to want to learn how shit's made.
Yes. Yeah.
Software is not hardware. Our hardware gets faster and better, but that doesn't mean our software gets better,
Right.
right? So the little dream that they want to build is a dream.
It's a dream, yeah. And not sustainable.
Yeah, completely not sustainable.
Yeah. Not sustainable. I mean,
Completely.
our grids can't take the amount of energy that, if you keep stealing the money and you don't build the grids, how are you going to sustain all this electric technology?
Yeah. And this was from 2003 from the blackout.
Yeah.
They've been talking about that forever.
That was-
That's 23 years ago.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
23 years ago.
Doesn't feel that long ago.
No,
I always thought that was kind of intentional because during that blackout, certain people had power and other people didn't. And it was just like, and it was usually the hotels were fine. And it's like, wait a minute, all the rich people had
well, they had backup generators.
generators. And yeah, it's just like.
It was all because of a stupid tree.
Yeah, exactly.
Tree had a transfer.
Yes.
Like when they were saying a while ago when the whole thing with Ukraine and Russia broke out, oh, what if the Russians hack our
Yeah.
electric grid? I'm like, they don't have to do that.
Right.
I mean, first of all, it's old as shit, our whole computing system. So if they got some guy who knows the programming language from the 1950s, hats off to you. Two, they could spend, I don't know, however much costs a chainsaw, cut down a tree, freaking thing hits a transformer, we're done. Like,
It's over.
it's over.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things where we think we're living in Tony Stark land,
Right.
but we're on the brink of Mad Max land.
Right.
It's like
Some parts of the world already are, like parts of Africa, you said
Mhm.
parts of Gaza,
and
parts
they were put there.
yeah, and those are man-made disasters,
Yeah. They were put there because of colonialism.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You mentioned the Joker, Netanyahu is a Joker. There's an article from 2019 which depicts him as the Joker. Let's take a look at this. It's like, hold on a second.
Let's see, Bibi Netanyahu.
I was looking up the
Bibi.
on Haaretz. Look at this. Netanyahu is scaring out the vote using his most reliable weapons, such as Guaido in Venezuela and Alexei Navalny in Russia. Innovation in Israel is the use of these areas, namely in the north and the south.
Yeah.
It's like you hit the nail on the head again. I mean,
Well, it's just some psychotic shit.
yeah. I mean, if you look at shadowy firm run by an Israeli Estonian has gotten hundreds of Palestinians out of Gaza. Shadowy firm. Look how they describe it. They're trying to save people and they're shadowy.
But if he was killing people,
All right.
it would be a firm,
All right.
right?
Right. Look at this. IDF confirms it fired on UNIFLEL following false identification. Look at that. So you don't see this news, due to poor weather. You don't see this in the United States. It's like, and this is this week. This is not like a long time ago. This is like now, 13 Israelis arrested in Hebron during weekend of violence at religious festival, You know,
Yeah.
the F-35 deal, Israel cannot give up its core interest, right? So we don't hear about this stuff. They just keep trying to sell us. Yeah. IDF fires at UN peacekeepers from tank position in Lebanese territories, United Nations reports. You know, and there's the tweet. You know.
The Menendez brothers.
I was just about to say, what are they doing?
Wow. Menendez brothers. What? That's a blast from the past.
Right. So, I mean, you know. Yeah, it's just like, this is not, we don't hear this stuff unless you're directly like seeking it out, looking for it. Ben Gravir ally released after subject to limitations after being questioned for threatening journalists, you know, leaked journalists.
Yeah, it's a very disturbed society.
Yeah.
But we're never going to get that. Although it's interesting that I've been hearing young evangelicals have been rebelling.
Right. And then look, we never heard that there's a commission of inquiry on October 7th. You know, they already know. They have evidence. I don't know if you saw the movie The BB Files, but they have evidence that he basically paid Hamas to attack Israel to stay in power.
Well, and I know this sounds so crazy to a lot of people, but it is well known, or it's been documented, that Hamas was created to take down the PLO.
Yeah.
You know,
that's all America.
You know, we like to burn the candle at both ends.
Right.
If you've ever seen, and it's probably the weaker one in the series, but I do love, I'm a big fan of Robert Rodriguez, only because he always brings a good sense of humor to his films.
Oh, yeah.
So the Desperado was a great film. I love that film. It always cracks me up. Mariachi was his first one.
That was a good one.
But Once Upon a Time in Mexico, I think it was the weaker of the three.
Yeah, it was.
But it definitely brought up some things.
Yeah.
That made it worthwhile to go revisit every so often. And Johnny Depp's character is Agent Sands.
Yeah.
When he's like, you know, if you want to win the game, you got to rig it.
Right, exactly.
And you walk around with his T-shirts that say CIA and stuff. And
right.
Probably one of Rodriguez's more honest films.
Right.
Not his best.
In a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember watching it and I was just like, oh, okay. But it was good. I mean, because that was like that was the third film that's supposed to follow up the mariachi.
Desperado. Yeah.
Desperado. Right. So yeah, I would say it was the weaker of the three, but it's still a good movie. I love Johnny Depp, so I think it was, you know.
But there were things that he said in it. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, things that just stood out. Little hallmarks, yeah.
Little tidbits as to how they screw over countries like Mexico and other places.
Yes.
One of my big issues, I think the reason is because when I was a teenager, I had a friend from El Salvador. He was actually from East LA. And he was from El Salvador, and he would tell me a lot of the crap that happened in El Salvador. And it's right around the time the whole Gary Webb thing and all that stuff that was going on, right? And everyone's talking about the drugs coming in.
Right.
And so I always looked at Latin America very differently than a lot of people who just like, oh, why are all these immigrants coming in here?
Right.
They're coming in here because we're literally screwing up their countries by putting in dictators and shit.
Yeah, we're making their countries unlivable. They're murdering people, and that's all the CIA.
Yep. Basically, that's why I mean, I could enjoy James Bond, but
yeah, they become our labor force, you know.
Yeah.
We need cheap labor. Bring them over. It's all by design. It's not an accident, you know.
That's why I was never really a 100% James Bond fan.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, I guess if I sort of like check my brain out, I can do that.
Right.
Watch James Bond just for fun.
Right.
Yeah, but when you really think about it, what England did and now what we're doing,
yeah,
we're not the good guys.
We're not the good guys, no. And it's like all these villains, that these Bond villains that they have, it's almost like exactly how the media portrays the rest of the world.
Meanwhile,
But some people just
that's
prefer
us.
they prefer to be boobs, and it can't be boobs, you gotta,
Yeah, you gotta,
you gotta use our brains and not,
right.
it's like,
Yeah. But we're taught not to use our brains in many
yeah,
ways.
exactly.
Check
Being
in, check
smart
out.
is the odd man out, right? I mean, from childhood, you got brainy Smurf. Don't be brainy Smurf, or
No.
if you grew up, if you were Urkel, you were ridiculed. If you're smart, you're ridiculed. You're stupid. I still hate to watch movies when they're making an explanation and then they have a character says, "Say it in English, speak in English." They are talking English. Shut the fuck up and listen. It's like when you say it in English, what are you trying to say? Like, I'm too stupid to understand what you're trying to say.
Right. That is, I would say, a cultural difference between us and other countries.
Right.
And it can play in the negative on the other side too. But I do know, like I ask my kids all the time. So here in France, is it cool to be stupid? They're like, no.
Right.
It's actually cool to be smart, not to
Right.
be stupid.
Right.
Right. And I noticed that when I taught in Spain too, because I taught English as a second language there. But the other problem is then people might not try to answer questions because they're afraid they're going to be wrong. So you have the opposite effect, right?
You're a failure.
Yeah. So I had a lot of adults that I would teach English to who they knew their grammar, they knew everything. They were pretty good at that, but they couldn't speak well.
Right.
And to get them to go, okay, you're going to screw up. Just try it. And they're like, oh, I don't know. So you get the opposite effect too with it, which is really fascinating, sort of finding a balance between being smart and being stupid and realizing that stupid is not something genetic. It's stupid is something that can be remedied.
Right.
It's something in flux. We're all, as my son used to say to me, Dad, we're all a little stupid.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know what? He's
Yeah.
right. He was about 5 when he used to tell me that. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I have my moments, It's like it's like
I have a lot of moments.
well,
And then it takes years later going, oh, man, was I stupid? The important part is realizing that you were at one point ignorant.
well, it's funny as a union rep now. I'm privy to a lot of conversations and problems, and it's raised my blood pressure up.
Yeah, how are you doing?
I mean, I don't know. I'm in this gray zone. Many years ago, I had this blood pressure issue, and it seems to be coming back. But I think it coincides with my caffeine intake. I didn't drink coffee for about 8.5 years, and then when I started this job where I'm at now, I started again, and I started drinking a lot. So it's like with the stress and travel, the commuting, I started drinking more caffeine. So it's no surprise that the blood pressure came back up. I think it's because of my caffeine intake.
Wow.
But I mean, yeah, I think it's just, I think that's what it is. I think between tea, like I'll have some tea in the morning, then I get to work, I'll have a coffee. Sometimes I was having 2 or 3 cups, 4 cups, and I was like, then you go to the meeting in the afternoon and you get another cup. You're like, go to a diner, another cup. You're like, it's like, how many
man.
caffeine did I have? I had like 6, 8. You start losing how many cups you have, and you forget it's not water; it's an actual drug. So you get it's like, but it's funny, like talking about stupid. Like I was talking,
and it's a laxative.
Yeah, and it's a laxative, which is good. I don't mind that part. It's like gotta flush out the impurity.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, talking to this one teacher like stresses me the hell out. He just I have to keep telling him, I understand. I was there. I feel like I'm talking to my younger self. Like, just like.
Is he younger?
Yeah, he's younger than me. He's in his 30s, and I just like in his early 30s, and I just start thinking like, man, I think I'm getting part of the the blood pressures because it's like I'm almost like time traveling whenever I'm in conversation with him. I'm seeing myself and I'm like, God, I'm such an idiot. Like, and I just like, just shut up and do your job, man. Just keep it simple. But I literally feel like I'm talking to like my past self and arguing with myself. It's just like this American youth mentality, you know. He's a good guy. He's not a bad person. Very knowledgeable.
Mhm.
But I get frustrated and upset, and I guess he's raising my blood pressure because I see myself in him, and I'm just like.
Well, I have then a suggestion. Try to ask yourself, your younger self, what they should or shouldn't do.
Right.
Right. So kind of approach it like you are talking to your younger self as your older self.
Right.
Maybe that might help.
Yeah.
Maybe that might help, you know.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm trying to talk him down, and he's just like, no. Well, it's like war. It's like stop. Peace, not war.
Yeah, sometimes
He
you know,
wants
it's
to
funny.
take on the administration. Like I want to take them all on. It's like, no, stop. It's peacetime, not wartime.
Yeah, sometimes you know things do come with age. It has to be said. And it has to be said for us men. Yeah, past a certain age, you get calmer and you realize, okay, what is going to be the result of this fight?
Right.
Is it going to be worth it?
Right.
Am I going to get the results that I want from this?
Right.
Maybe not.
Right.
Maybe yes. But it's so much easier when you're younger, like, let's take everything on.
Right. Burn it
You
all
know.
down. Start from the scratch. You're like, no, it's not that bad. It's like,
Sometimes you have to.
right.
A lot of times you don't.
Right. So I think this is our first milestone, right? We got our 10 episodes in. Where do you see us going by episode 20? Do you have a vision or a direction, or it's like we're kind of just haphazardly doing this, but it's like
Vision, direction. Well, yeah, I definitely see myself sharing more comic books because you've been doing that heavy lifting on that, and some stories too as well. Because you've been doing the heavy lifting on all that. I've just been commenting on stuff, maybe occasionally bringing some stuff up, but yeah, definitely getting it a little more fine tuned, and it's been fun. I mean, it's been fun to talk about this stuff because, I mean, you can bring stuff up like this on Facebook, and man, there's always going to be one person,
right, always.
you know, who takes it out of context or doesn't get the joke.
Right.
Because sometimes I can be very deadpan about stuff. Sometimes, you know, like just say something off the cuff, but I meant like pure sarcasm. I guess maybe for not everyone sort of sees that it can be sarcasm and thinks it's real.
Right.
Freaks out.
And these aren't scripted. And I actually got the subscription momentarily to see if I could retrieve those first 2 episodes, and they're gone. It's not even on the back of the database, the backup database here. It's like, man, we got blocked. we took a deep dive into Israel and those 2 and Gaza, and they're scrubbed. There's no way to retrieve them.
Wow.
You know, there's no script. So I wish I could remember everything that we said. It's like,
oh, we said some shit.
Yeah.
Enough to get blocked.
We're gonna be blocked. It's gone.
You know. Thankfully, our accounts were blocked too with it and scrubbed.
Right. They just like, nope, take that down.
Completely get rid of them. Get rid of them.
Burn this. And then we still have the other one that was that I still have access to, but is blocked because of the South Park Trump peenie thing. You know.
Oh yeah, dude,
So
I'm surprised they got away with showing that penis thing though.
I know. Well, did you see the new episode with JD Vance and Trump going at it? And this is before the Clinton thing broke. So
oh, I'm gonna have to watch that.
yeah.
Although he thinks that Captain Kirk's Erica Kirk is a sofa. Vance.
Right.
He was a little too.
Yeah. Did you
Yeah.
see the wife's expression? Oh, she's not having it. I just find it funny that a lot of these politicians have multiple aliases. Not Donnie, but JD. And then you got these other guys like George Soros, whose name isn't even George, right?
Yeah. Well, he's Hungarian, right? So I'm sure it's probably like some Hungarian name that he was like, yeah, too complicated. I'll call it George.
He's literally like changed his identity 3 times.
Vance?
No, Vance and this other guy,
Soros?
not Soros. Sorry, I'm thinking of not Soros. The other guy, the guy who was a Long Island, the Long Island guy, that just was acquitted by Trump. He was just forget his name now. See, he had so many names I can't remember his name. It's like
Oh, damn.
the
Well,
Long-
yeah, a lot of Trump's pastors are getting nailed for pedophilia and stuff, and they're being locked out. And
yeah, George Santos, not Soros. Santos. He had multiple names. He's been released from prison
wow.
because of Trump basically commuted his sentence. So it's like if you're loyal to Trump, he'll get you off, in more than one way.
Playing the Bill Clinton saxophone,
Right. It's like
blowing that horn.
As we got Santos here, right? He's just they blocked it. This is ridiculous. This is another thing that's annoying in American media. It's like, oh, if you don't pay for our subscription, you're not going to be able to read our paper. It's like
That is throughout all of Europe too.
it's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's
a way of control. It's such an incredible way of controlling information.
Oh yeah, it's like what the hell? There you go. It blocked it again, but you can see it there. It's like let's look at the Long Island paper. They're not going to block it. The Long Island says Vance, so it's yeah. So he's off. George Santos is done.
Wow. Well.
Yeah, this guy was a scumbag and a half. He actually came to the Bronx. People were taking pictures with him like he was like a celebrity, like all these MAGA guys during his little Trump campaign. I mean, craziness, but I don't know.
And I predict more craziness.
Predict more craziness. So.
More craziness to talk about.
Anything you'd like to promote before we close out on this?
Not today. Not today. Well,
we have to keep our brains intact, and we have to separate ourselves from the boobs out there. And let's try to.
Well, I've been doing it. I've been cutting down on social media a lot. Yeah. That'll get your blood pressure up too.
Oh yeah, I realized that too. I used to listen to NPR news when I woke up, and I was like, maybe I need to stop doing that for a little bit. Just but I'll download those radio clips and send them to you. I don't think I could put them on here because they're probably copyright, but I'll send them to you privately. That's
all right.
Radio show comments. They have some really interesting Thursdays with the WBAI. It's called "What's Going On" with it's like 4 different episodes. Frenchie Davis, really good. Political commentator. So yeah. Well, episode 11. Let's see.
We'll see
what happens. Now I'm going to try to end the stream, and hopefully we don't get disconnected.
Hopefully. Yeah, we got disconnected last time.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy. All right, so here we go. Let's see. So we're signing off. We're gonna cue our little music there. Let's remove George Santos from the stage, and let's see if I can find that Warren Comics clip to sign off. Let's see if we can get out of this. Let's see. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Coming, are you scared? Are you prepared? The masses are running frantically, running from the fear.